Hello and welcome. So today's video is going to be all about Frederick the Great of Prussia and his lovers. Frederick the Great was King of Prussia from 1740 until 1786. He was known as Frederick the Great because of his significant military successes. In 1733, Frederick married Elizabeth Christine of Brunswick. This was an arranged marriage and it produced no children. And a reason that the marriage produced no children was because Frederick the Great was most definitely gay. There was technically little evidence to any relationships that Frederick definitely had, though in July 1750 he did write to his male secretary, "My hemorrhoids affectionately greet your cock." But there were some men who could have possibly been in a relationship with Frederick. So when Frederick was 16 years old, he appears to have had a relationship with his father's 17-year-old page, Peter Karl Christoph von Keith. Rumours about their relationship spread around the Prussian court and soon reached the ears of Frederick's father, King Frederick William. Now, King Frederick William was all about masculinity. If you were a man, you had to be a man. So he wasn't too happy about what he heard his son was getting up to. Frederick William dismissed von Keith from his service and sent him to a regiment on the Dutch border, while he sent Frederick to a hunting lodge in Wusterhausen to repent of his sins. Frederick then had a possible relationship with his father's next page, Hans Hermann Roncat. So Roncat was 8 years older than Frederick, and contemporary courtier Karl Ludwig von Pohnitz commented that Frederick treated Roncat like a lover with his mistress. Now, Frederick was becoming miserable being around his harsh father, so he came up with a plan to flee Prussia and go to Great Britain. At first, Roncat tried to stop Frederick from going through with his plan, but in the end changed his mind and supported him. Ultimately, their plan to escape failed, with both Frederick and Roncat being captured, with King Frederick William accusing the pair of treason because they were both army officers. A court-martial did find Roncat guilty of desertion and sentenced him to life imprisonment, but King Frederick William changed that to beheading. On the day of Roncat's execution, King Frederick William forced Frederick to watch. After Roncat's execution, Frederick plunged into a deep despair. He never spoke of Roncat again, and he did not visit his grave. After Roncat's execution, Frederick was confined in Custrin. There he formed a relationship with Michael Gabriel Fredersdorf. Fredersdorf became Frederick's valet, and when Frederick became king, he gave him an estate. They would exchange very intimate letters, and Fredersdorf was often described as the king's darling. So there were possibly other men that King Frederick had relationships with. He did like to bring good-looking soldiers into his personal service. Frederick's younger brother Henry was also gay, and Frederick would often write to him about the men at court. In one letter, he talked about his jealousy for the young Marwitz, a young page, and he would also warn his brother about certain young men at court who he believed to have gonorrhea. In 1739, Frederick had met the bisexual philosopher Francesco Algarotti. Frederick actually penned an erotic poem for Algarotti. So Frederick penned an erotic poem for Algarotti called La Jouissance, which can be translated to, amongst other things, as the orgasm. It imagined a man, some say Algarotti, in the throes of sexual passion with a woman, though some people reckon the woman was actually Frederick. So Frederick also wrote other erotic poems, and he used to fill his palaces with erotic art. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.